And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners meeting for August 5th, 2024. We've been gone for about a month, so that's why it feels a little bit
Slow start.
You're sitting mighty high up there.
Because I'm the vice chair.
I was just looking over there. I looked over there and she's a little behind you.
Welcome to your new status.
I know, I've been lowered down. Y'all see how it gets, I tell you. But welcome, everybody. We got standing room only today. It is a great day to be here. I will tell everybody, we don't know where Debbie's going, but we need to be prepared. And we'll talk about that a little bit later with emergency management. But at this point, I will call on the vice chair, who's sitting higher than me, to do the invocation and the pledge.
You are very low. You are sitting
That's all right.
God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for an opportunity, God, another opportunity to serve the citizens of Cumberland County. God, we pray for each and every individual that's here. We pray, God, for the students that are here today. God, we pray, God, that as they've had their time here at Cumberland County, God, that they are better prepared for what's ahead of them. And God, we thank you and we honor you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're going to do it first? Okay.
So I'm going to call on the county manager for our first presentation. And Ross.
Chairman Adams, this would be more appropriate for me to turn this over to Ross Howard. So Ross, I'm going to turn this over to you for comments.
Go ahead. You want to be on that side. Come on this way so everybody can see you.
I got a little thing prepared here.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you very much. I want to welcome everybody here today, and I especially want to welcome all of my building inspectors who took their time out of their day to come in for this short presentation. This is actually a very big honor for me as a director. Every year, the North Carolina Building Inspectors Association gives out awards from amongst its membership for the Building Inspector of the Year. This is done either on a statewide type of level, but it's also done by districts. Cumberland County currently is in District 6. So the counties that make up District 6 are about 16 counties within the southeastern region of the state. This includes Cumberland County, Hoke County, Sampson, Duplin, Lenoir, Brunswick, Robeson, Bladen, Craven, Pamlico, Carteret, Jones, Onslow, Pender, New Hanover, and Columbus. Out of those 16 counties, the membership amongst themselves will nominate a building inspector of the year. So for this year, I wanted to recognize just one of our own who was nominated and was overwhelmingly approved for that award for our area, and I'm really proud of it, is Mr. Kenneth Hare. So I was going to ask Mr. Kenneth Hare and actually Mike Naylor if he would come up. Just so you know, Kenneth did not know that he was getting this award today. He was not able to make the conference in July, so he was awarded. He was not there, so we decided to keep it secret. So this is the very first time that he's hearing this news, that he is getting this award. So just a little bit about Kenneth, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. I was going to say some stuff about Kenneth. So Kenneth has been with the county for about 32 years. He's been an inspector for 32 years. He has been a chief inspector since 2002. So when you look at that experience, coupled with the fact that he spent about 1.5 years in Sampson County doing the same work, he has been in the construction industry for 50 years. So, yeah, total. So I actually tried to quantify. How do you quantify 32 years of work? I mean, like you throw around that term 32, that sounds like a big number. I actually ran the numbers with the staff. We looked through records. We did some stats, back-end math work. And so we had come up to a figure, and we had to check it 2 or 3 times because I was just sort of like, there's no way. But 32 years with Cumberland County had put Kenneth doing in excess, and a conservative estimate, 48,300 inspections over the course of his career. So I heard that number and I was kind of like blown away, but we did the math and we checked it and we're pretty solid behind it. So I just hope he makes it to 50,000. So anyway, so Kenneth, on behalf of, I guess on behalf of NCBIA and Cumberland County, I want to say congratulations on your district award of being recognized throughout the Southeast region as a Building Inspector of the Year.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And you also have a certificate that goes with it.
You also got a certificate from the state of North Carolina. Building Inspectors Association presented the District Area 6 Inspector of the Year to Kenneth Hare. And so that was dated the 30th day of July, 2024. And because we all just like family, the county wanted to make sure that we recognized you with a little something here. And thank you for all your service, for being here, all right?
Thank you.
But now we gotta get my picture though, you know. Hand him all that, hand him all that. No, keep that. Keep the award now, keep the award, give all that other stuff over there. Come on over here. Hold on one second, hold on one second. That's our own mind dealing with that. Oh, yeah, Jason, what's on the stairs?
Thanks, Glenn, for letting us be a part of your picture.
Y'all didn't get a part of the album, was actually going in early this morning. One second. Okay. I'm the record. Okay, y'all need to move down just a little bit. I know you can come on. We look tall, so we can see it. You know right here. Yeah, you can get anywhere. You're not blocking anybody. No, we good to go.
I don't know, this is kind of, look up.
Can't see you, so the hat.
Not you.
Everybody's got their eyes. I think that's going to work.
Thank you. Get chairs ready. Get back to work. Back to work. You're welcome. Thank you all. Always good to be able to do that. So I will now call on the county manager Greer and Mr. Ty Vault and Ms. Dominique for recognizing our program for our internship program.
Good morning, everyone. As we started the fiscal year, we had an initiative to start an internship program. Ty Vault, Chief of Staff, and Dominique Hall, HR Director, Human Resources Director, took on this initiative and got it going and moving forward. So I'm going to turn it over to them and add their comments and get everyone up here to be recognized.
I'm going to get out the way and not take credit for all the work Dominique has done, but I just want to say thank you all for participating in this program. If you didn't already know, we received over 237 applications for this program, and we have 36 interns. And so you can do that math. Those statistics are tighter than Harvard statistics. So you made the cut, and I've heard good things about you. And you guys are actually teaching us on how to make this program better going forward. And so congratulations for being part of the inaugural cohort of this program, and we're very proud of you.
Well, thank you, Ty. I would just like to say thank you to the chairman and to the county manager, to the commissioners for having this vision and allow us to put on this program, to the department managers and supervisors for hosting our interns and helping us mold and shape those brilliant minds that we have, because they are so awesome, and I enjoy just being with you all, and I hope you all know that. And thank you for letting me be your auntie. And to my staff, to the HR staff, thank you all for your support, to PIO, to Ty and the ARPA staff, and to anyone else that had any part in it, I thank you too. So thank you, interns, for just being who you are. Keep moving forward. And we have certificates and
Down there. But I do want to say, and I think on behalf of the county commissioners, that this was, and I spoke to each one of you all this morning when we were taking pictures, and it seems that everybody enjoyed what they did today and learned some things. Some folks said they want to come back again. We'll see. You give me a call. I'll check you out and see. But I do want to say that you all are the best and brightest of Cumberland County. I hope you learned something this summer. I hope you think about county government, or just government in general when you're thinking about your careers and what you want to do as you go on. The other thing I want to do is our department heads. I just want to stand up our department heads who had these young folk in their departments. And I just want to say thank you all, because, you know, thank you. And to Dominique and the HR staff, you know, we put together this program pretty quickly. I mean, I just have to commend staff for what you did and for being able to do that, We have our second cohort coming. We just put out the application process. I think it closed last week. And so for those college students, so we think it's a great program. Hopefully, we will do a survey of you all. Y'all tell us how we can do better or what was great about it, so that we can move that to the next level. So we're going to go through and recognize and have you all come and meet the other commissioners. Y'all already met me a couple of times, but why is everybody laughing? Y'all can't help it.
All right. I tried my best to memorize all first names, and I have those down. It's the last names that I didn't get to. So if I butcher your last name, I'm so sorry, but I know who you are. To Tamija Amos. And Tamija has been working in DSS, and we'll try to speed up the process. Jaden S. Bailey. Jaden has been working in the library. Miss Brianna Birdlow. Miss Birdlow has been in the HR wellness program, the employee wellness program. Thank you so much. Alicia Brown. Miss Brown has been in the, I want to put a planning department. Okay. We have Miss Alana Caldwell. Miss Caldwell has been in the library as well. Mr. Jackson Bryant, who has been in community services. I have Carlos Callender, who has been in the HR department. Justin Crawley, who has been working in budget.
Mr. Morehouse.
Christian DeWitt, who has also been working in HR. Asiatu Diallo, who has been working in the library. Okay, and Michael Rice as well. Lana Drawley, who has been working in animal services. Mr. Julian Flores, who has been working in ITS. Cheyenne Gallimore, who has been working at the library as well. Ashanti Gaydon, who has been working at DSS. Kirsten Graham, who has been working at the library. That's Ashanti. There's Kirsten. David Hicks, who has been working at DSS. Kayla Holden, Animal Services. Kyla Hurdle, the library. Kayla coming. Kyla's coming. It's coming. They're coming. Kayla. Elijah Lassiter at DSS. Nope, Elijah, you're at the library, I'm sorry. Asher Ma, who's at ITS. Elijah's here. Braylon Maynor, who's at DSS. Jalen Owens, DSS. It's Braylon. Tatiana Patterson at DSS. Our track star, Michael Rice, who's in the ITS department. Angelina Robinson, Justice Services. Tara Smith, Community Services. Josiah Spruill, DSS. Mr. Caleb Stackhouse, who has been in budget. Let's see. Got Tara. We got Josiah. Then we got you, Caleb. Josiah. Oh, Josiah. He was on the front row. Josiah Stiff, who's in ITS. Devin Suggs, who's in ITS as well. Armani Thomas, who's at the library. Marcia Tyson in ITS. Sean Underwood, Jr. in ITS. Mr. Isaiah Waters, also in ITS. Jaden Wells in ITS. And Destiny Young in child support. And our certificate reads, this certificate proudly presented to Destiny A. Young as a member of the inaugural cohort of the Ignite Internship Program established in summer of 2024. And some more stuff. Thank you.
But anyway, from that part. So our next presentation. I told enjoy y'all. Y'all be like me, y'all can't leave it. So, I will call on Miss Sally Shep. What's Sally?
Right here.
Is she all around? I'll tell you, that's why I got. Turn these off a little bit. That might help.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here to recognize our Innovation and Technology Services Department. They received national recognition in July, a second place in the Digital County Survey. So I want to ask Keith Todd, our ITS Director, to come forward. He's got some special folks to recognize.
As Keith is coming forth, Cumberland County has been recognized by the National Association of Counties called NACO, providing a top-notch digital experience for citizens. The county's Innovation and Technology Services, the ITS department, won a second place for its population category in NACO's 2024 Digital County Survey Awards. Cumberland County officials accepted the award during the NACO's annual conference held July the 12th through the 15th in Hillsborough County, Florida. Cumberland County has made a significant jump in this year's survey, moving up 5 spots to finish second among counties with a population of 250,000 to 499,999. Guess we didn't get that next level. The honor from the Center for Digital Government, CDG, and the NACO places Cumberland County among the distinguished group of counties that have worked hard to improve their digital citizens and government experience through technology and leadership. Keith Todd, Chief Innovation and Technology Service Director, will introduce members of his department and provide an overview of the exciting things that happened. But this is the award. Oh, there he is right there. That ain't the way it was. You know? Digital County Survey 2024 winner, County of Cumberland, North Carolina, second place, provided at our NACO National Convention.
Good morning, Commissioners. Management staff. This is exciting news for us. You know, this award serves as a reminder of our continuous pursuit to pursue a digital government. And wanted to highlight this picture. This is 2024 NACO Digital Counties Awards ceremony. It was my privilege to receive the award along with many of you, as it is today. So this was taken just a few weeks ago, but it's also a reflection, just like it is today, of our tremendous leadership and support that it takes to have and achieve innovation, creativity, and operational excellence. And speaking of an incredible team, as Commissioner Adams mentioned, I have with me the management team for ITS. I would love for them to stand and be recognized as well. Somehow they made it to the back of the room, but we'll take that. And we have a large team behind us as well that's not here today, but obviously deserve that recognition as well. In addition, we have, I want to directly recognize the Public Information Office for the work that they do, the partnership, contributions that they made to make this a success as well. And this is not only truly an ITS award, this is a county award in its all likelihood. And also, I wanted to make mention that even though we received this award in 2024, the county manager made it very clear we want to continue to excel, hit that #1 category, and we're going to continue that pursuit. And those efforts are already underway. Today, we have a recently announced mobile app for Cumberland County deemed My CCNC Gov. It's available in the Apple Store and Google to download. It's made for residents to be able to explore county information. It's a user-friendly tool for reporting concerns, access to information, support, submit service requests, and so much more. It's a mobile app truly meant to streamline service and communication between our county government and the citizens that we serve. In addition to the mobile app, we're not stopping there. We have additional features that's forthcoming as well. We're currently in the process of releasing or working on a chatbot, purposed to be a generative AI solution for not only the website, but also to be introduced to the new mobile app as well. We're hoping that to be released in the next 3 to 4 months. That's currently in pursuit. We're also looking to expand and put outdoor kiosks in strategically located places throughout the county facilities to provide citizens and residents access to essential services, information, job listings, community events, all those great opportunities we have to publicize that information to the citizens. In addition, we know that the permitting and licensing process is very complex. We're looking to, in FY20, this current fiscal year, to introduce a decision engine, which is an online portal to help guide applicants through the complex permitting and licensing environment. And finally, I just want to mention, AI is a big topic. It was a big topic at our NACO conference. And it's certainly one that we're looking to pursue this year by introducing Copilot to our environment, which is a AI tool meant to improve efficiency and improve business. So these are just a sample of what we have in store and look forward to in the next fiscal year. So thank you for all that you do and your support.
You want to bring up your staff and introduce
I
them,
do.
and then I'll go to Commissioner Keith.
So I'll let you guys introduce yourself if you would.
I'm Daniel Reister, the Deputy Director for ITS.
I'm William Weigel, the Client Support Manager.
I'm Kim Holland, the Enterprise Solutions Manager.
Kevin McKeith, the Infrastructure Manager.
Sam Woman, GIS Manager.
Al Flores, Applications Development Support Manager. John Robertson, Chief Information Security Officer.
Oh, that's my cyber guy. See, I was wondering where my cyber guy was to keep all my threats down. Commissioner Keith.
A couple things. First, thank you, Mr. Chair. These guys, they are the silent people in the background that make everything work a lot of this time and a lot of these efficiencies. As most of you that have been on board for a while, the app is something that I've been asking for a long time, and it is ironic that just this week we're rolling it out. So if you don't have it at myccnc.gov, okay, how many people out there remember Hurricane Matthew? All right, show of hands. Okay, we all suffered through that. What happened was it dumped a lot of rain on us a couple days before, and it caused a lot of flooding. Most of the communication came through social media and the app. This is something that you can use. So if you haven't downloaded it, please download it. The county will be putting out information if we do have to open up the Emergency Operating Center and get word out to the citizens. Hats off to the IT group. I know you won it last year. That was before we had this.
That's right.
And a lot of other things that we got going on. So first place next year.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much.
Well, and I will tell you, Marshall was there, and Tony, we were down at NACO, and people say you weren't in first but second, but I would tell you, there was a lot of folk in there who were jealous of the fact that we were in the hunt for this, and you all did an excellent job. Thank you for all you do. That just means you got to do a little bit more next year, and keep us in group. So what I want everybody to do is take out your cell phone right now. Oh, y'all too, take your cell phones out. Y'all got cell phones. I know y'all got cell phones. All right, we're going to download this app so we can make sure we got people on our app. See, I'm going to get them. Look at it. Oh, I don't even think my department heads, y'all ain't got. Oh, Lord. Okay. And look, I see people saying, so it's myccnc.gov, G-O-V. Oh yeah, everybody's on there. myccnc.gov. It's a great app. Y'all come up here, we'll take a picture. Right in the well.
Yeah, somebody's got work.
Everybody.
Ms. Council.
can get closer. Come on in.
1, 2, 3. Smile.
All right.
That's it.
Y'all come around and shake your hand.
Wait, is that like going away present?
Yeah.
I see you guys in the background.
All right, good.
Great honor. Congratulations.
I feel that.
And I was so impressed with you then. Thank you. Don't you disappoint me.
It's easy to do, by the way.
Hey.
All right, good. All right, man.
I'm sorry.
Hey, good job.
You got yourself into a task here.
Yeah, you got a job. All right.
Congratulations. Hey, thanks.
In a few minutes, but that's on down the line. All right. So before we go to our agenda, I'd like to make sure that we recognize Commissioner Marshall Fairclough. Commissioner Fairclough was out of our National Association of County Commissioners, which is all over the country, was appointed to a national committee, which is big. Everybody, you're talking about county commissioners all over the country who are trying to vie for that. And congratulations, Commissioner Fairclough, if you want to say a couple of words and which committee you were appointed to.
It was the Rural Action Caucus of the National Association of Counties. And sometimes we don't think of Cumberland County as a rural county, but the river divides this county in half, and the western half has about 85 or 90% of the population, and the other half contains just as much land area, but very much fewer people. And so we are, in fact, a rural county, and there are probably 5 or 6 of us on that county, on that committee from North Carolina. So it's a fairly good size committee, but they meet a couple of times a year. They meet every time the whole country meets. We have a meeting, about a 2-hour meeting on Saturday morning, but it also meets at least once a month with a video conference, which is a convenient way of getting everybody together. So they are active, and the representatives in Washington always hear from that committee, and typically we'll also meet with the board of directors of the National Association and the large caucus, the large county caucus, which is for counties over 500,000 in population. So those 3 groups meet together a couple of times a year also. So it's an active committee, and I've actually got my start back in November when I went to a conference in West Virginia. And I said, well, you know, y'all need to get me on this committee. And the president sent me a letter out the other day appointing me to the committee, which I very much appreciate. And thank you for the recognition, sir.
All right. And he also serves on the executive committee for the North Carolina State Association of County Commissioners. Like I said, it's one of my church members says always a poor frog that won't croak in his own pond. So congratulations, Commissioner Fairclough, on both of those. Thank you. Last but not least, it's I got my book. It's Okay to Not Be Okay, written by our own Dr. Tony Stewart. She published a book. So if you have an opportunity, it deals with mental health. And so congratulations, Dr. Stewart. Thank you. All righty. All right, so that will take us to the approval of the agenda. Let me do this. We do have Commissioner Booth on the line, so he is present in our meeting today. That will take us to the approval of the agenda. County Manager, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, Chairman Adams, there are no changes to the agenda.
With that, I will take a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The motion carries. That takes us to our consent agenda. You had an opportunity to review that. I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to remove item 2D.
2D. All right. All righty. With that, removing 2D, and I think Dr. Green's here, so that'll give us some information on that. I can get a motion to approve the consent agenda, removing 2D.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion carries. And I waited, so that we. So I'd like to call up Mr. Paul Johnson. Come on up, Paul. All right. It is my pleasure. It's always my pleasure to do my friends, you know, especially those in the media that allow me to come on and we have a good time and a good conversation. And Paul just recently retired after more than, what, 50 years? More than that.
21 with Beasley and 54 years in the business.
All righty. So we want to be able to recognize you because of what you've done for this community, keeping us informed and allowing us to be there. So come on up, too. That's your wife. Come on up here. See, I'm going to just tell you, so y'all will know when y'all get married. There's always somebody there that's helping you at home, that's keeping you in line. And so probably when he got home from the radio, she said, now, you know you shouldn't have said that. Or you could have done that a little bit better. So I want you right here with him because this is an award given to both of you all. From the County of Cumberland, North Carolina proclamation, and it says, whereas Paul Johnson has been in broadcasting for over 50 years, he has worked as a media producer, marketing specialist, computer programmer, business analyst, and announced and programmed top-rated national award-winning radio show stations. And whereas Paul is a University of Minnesota graduate, with a BA in speech communication, he also holds a certificate in computer software development and information systems management. And whereas an award-winning program director of radio stations for over 40 years, Paul has delivered top ratings and received accolades for creating enjoyable programs. And whereas Paul has received additional honors that include being named one of the country's music radio's top 10 most influential program directors and guiding WSOC-FM in Charlotte. You know, I knew all that, did you? North Carolina. To the National Association of Broadcasters Country Radio Station of the Year Award in 1997. And whereas Paul has been involved in the community and served on the Federal Rotary Club, Sustainable Sand Hills, Cumberland County Beekeepers Association, pollinate that now, we gotta keep that pollination going. Cumberland County South Central Land Use Study Group, Gays Creek High School FFA alumni, Friends of the FFA, Cumberland County Master Gardener volunteer, and attended the Cumberland County Academy. And whereas Paul Johnson has been dedicated to exceptional service through broadcasting and has distinguished himself in the broadcasting industry, Cumberland County appreciates his service to the public, his quality entertainment, and his excellence in the coverage and reporting of news and information to the community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners does hereby honor Paul Johnson for his service and commitment to the broadcasting and Cumberland County, adopted the 5th day of August, 2024, signed by the chairman. And we just want to recognize you, Paul, and give you a little gift. I'm gonna give it to her right there. She can hold it for you. And recognize you, Paul, for all the things you've done for Cumberland County. And I'm gonna tell you, when you hear him speak, if I had this voice, I might be on the radio too. Go ahead, Paul.
You're very kind. You know, I have been humbled to, achieve recognition from the county that I love and the county that I've been a part of for the last 21 years. It's so wonderful to see an engaged group of elected officials, a wonderful group of county management who, always remind everybody that works for them that public service is our business. And what I've done over my career is really not too much different, just who pays my check. And in other words, there's always an element of public service to broadcasting. It's got to be part of what we do. We serve an audience, just like you serve residents and fellow people that live here. We and all these young interns that came up, I was so excited for them to see their whole lives in front of them, and the fact that they've completed a successful term. This business of being a public servant is never easy because it's always on your mind. I get my best ideas probably about 2:30 in the morning or when I'm mowing the lawn or doing something that's mind-numbing. You come up with an interesting thought that might move yourself a little bit forward. And we call it the race with no finish line. And we just appreciate the dedication of public servants, and that's one of the reasons why I worked so hard over the years to make sure that that happened. And it's paid off for me. I was proud to be a member of the Cumberland County Citizens Academy. I was proud to have worked on a 21-month project with the South Central, but the countless interviews and the public service announcements as well as public affairs shows, and just being a raconteur of tales, being on the radio has been a privilege to me. But I'm really here to say thank you to all of you who work in the service of the public all the time. Your work is to our benefit. And I just want to say thank you very much for the recognition. And good luck.
Paul. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. Now, see, I'm gonna keep him out of trouble because I did call his wife up, but he didn't introduce her. So go back to that microphone, introduce her, so that everybody know who she is, so you can go home tonight.
Believe me, the better half of what I've done in my whole life is Roseanne M. Johnson. Please stand up. Take a bow. Yeah. And you were right. Come on up.
Come on around, Paul. Y'all can come on around.
Thank you so much.
No. We go to closed session. Thank you, Paul. All right, that will take us to item 2D up on our consent agenda. Commissioner Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Green.
Come on up, Dr. Green.
This should not have been unexpected. As most of the board knows, I've been very passionate about the effect that opioids have had in our community, in the lives of our people. I've always believed that prevention is better at the beginning and the front end, and I do applaud that we do have one of the agencies is going to be doing some outreach to one of the local high schools. School is getting ready to start again, and opioids have not gotten better. And I would, it's ironic that we have all these interns here because opioids affect so many people's lives, and it's really getting down to the young people. If I can ask the interns, do any of y'all have any people that you know that have been affected by opioids in the school system? Or do you know what to do if you saw somebody who was affected or was overdosed? And I think that's one of the things that we really need to educate our people on. It's because it might happen at the school, it might happen in an extracurricular activity, and it might happen at your home or in any other family gathering. It's important to know what to do in case. I've been pushing for a long time to get Narcan into schools, and I know that a couple other counties have made that step. Or is there any movement about possibly having that in our school system?
We're very close. So we are training so all of our school health nurses have been trained. We are training the school staff next week. So there's about 300 of them of the staff that are getting trained next week. And we have the naloxone in the pharmacy. And so I'll be getting that to our school health nurses, I think on Wednesday of this week, to take to their schools when they go back into their schools next week. And then once the school staff have been trained next week, we'll be able to put them actually on campus, so they'll be ready to go by the start of the school year.
Thank you, Dr. Green. I appreciate it. This opioid settlement money is needed, and I'd like to see it go towards the education, but thank you.
Yes, and Commissioner Keefe, we'll be having some more information later on this week about that option B. So option B strategy is where we need to do that prevention education. So we will be doing some more listening sessions in the next couple of months so that we can get ready to and be able to meet the requirements for option B, and then that would be able to go under option B. So we have a plan in place, and we'll be able to share more information about that in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you, Dr. Green.
Commissioner Stewart.
Out of the 300 that you are training, will they be at every school?
Yes, so all of our school health nurses have been trained, and then it is the coaches and some of the med clerks that work on those schools. So we'll have kits on campus where we have our AED machines and our CPR kits. Then naloxone will go in there in those boxes with them. So it'll be sort of part of our normal response.
Great, thank you.
All right. And I'd also just like to commend Dr. Green. She did an excellent job at the Mayor's Coalition with the presentation. And I think the mayors through all of our municipalities understand where we are on that. Thank you, Dr. Green. And your light didn't come on. And so, and as we go into that option B, one of the things, Commissioner Keefe, is that the way they did it, you got to have that community involvement, community engagement. You got to show that when you send it up to the Attorney General's office. Commissioner Stewart.
One more thing. The other commissioners won't know this, but your TikTok was phenomenal.
Did I do a TikTok? Yes, I did. I have a
I think
TikTok.
I saw it on my NCC, when you turn it around, go to my NC.
I didn't know it was live. I remember recording the TikTok. Now I have to go back and watch it. That's great. Thank you. Thank you.
And so I will take a motion to approve the recommended for the bid number 2413 PH to Mid Carolina Regional Council and the Cape Fear Rockfish Camp and Retreat Center.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Green.
Thank you.
That will take us to our public hearings. The public hearing and approval of the resolution for the issuance of tax-exempt bonds not to exceed, that look like $40 million by the Public Finance Authority to finance the cost of acquiring, construction, equipping, and furnishing the new medical school on behalf of Cumberland County Hospital Systems Incorporated, DBA, Cape Fear Valley Health System, Manager Greer.
Yes, I'll go over the public hearing policy, and then I'll give a little bit overview over the public hearing. Arguments by the proponents and opponents shall be limited to a maximum of 10 minutes for each side. If there's no group representative, each speaker shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes until the 10-minute time limit is attained. Rebuttals will only be permitted at the discretion of the chairman with a maximum of 1 3-minute presentation by each side. The public hearing today is for Cape Fear Health System and the issuance of $40 million to start the construction of the new medical school. And there's some representatives here if they would like to speak.
Anybody from Cape Fear? Because I would tell you, I see, who's that raising their hand back there?
Dr.
Oh,
Wells.
not the intern.
Dr. Wells is here. You can't see him through the podium, but Dr.
Oh, there he is. You need to come up because I'm going to just tell you that at this point, I probably wouldn't vote for it because I don't have enough information This just came on and got put on. It's not in our agenda packet. I got to have some information of what we're doing. I don't know about the other commissioners because it wasn't presented. We hadn't met at the Board of Trustees meeting.
They had executive committee meeting.
They had executive committee meeting, so
I was there.
come on up, Hershey Bell. That's Bells, not Wells. Hershey Bell.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why he kept saying, he said Dr. Wells was here. I'm like, I don't see Dr. Wells. She doesn't work for us anymore. But
Okay.
Dr. Hershey Bell, who was the dean of the new medical school. All right, give us some info.
Thank you very much,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman. I'm going to leave most of the technical
Okay.
discussion to Mr. Glenn and Mr. Worth, but I do want to, first of all, thank you all for considering this important issuance. As you know, in February of 2023, Methodist University and Cape Fear Valley Health System announced the creation of a new medical school to offer the MD degree here in Cumberland County in Fayetteville. A new building to be built on the campus of Cape Fear Valley Health System with accreditation through Methodist University. Since that time, a lot has happened. In fact, last week we celebrated several milestones. First of all, we submitted all of our documentation to the LCME, which is the Liaison Committee on Medical Education, who grants approval for accreditation of medical schools. We submitted a 700-page document that outlined all of our plans for the medical school, and we expect to hear in October of this year that we'll be moving from an applicant school to a candidate school. They'll be here in the spring of 2025, and based on that site visit, we will be able to start recruiting students for our charter class to start in July of 2026. We're very excited about that. We've been very successful in terms of the public support. We've had a goal of philanthropy to help support the development of the medical school, and we're very excited that not only has the public stepped up in terms of private donations, but last week, and you may have seen this on the news, the Golden Leaf Foundation announced that they're awarding us $8 million in support of the medical school, which is very exciting. It's a grant that will allow us to get the infrastructure, the networking, and the hardware and software that will support this highly innovative new medical school. Our mission, as you know, is to prepare our graduates to be socially accountable, community engaged, evidence-based, compassionate, equity-focused physician leaders who will contribute to mitigating health disparities and improving health outcomes in southeastern North Carolina or wherever they may practice. And of course, I don't have to remind everybody in the room, including our Public Health Department Director, that this area is in dire need of physicians. When you look at the information from the Shep Center, every single specialty of physician, from primary care to subspecialist, we are in need of physicians in this area. And because of lack of access to health care, it affects health outcomes. There are 100 counties, as you know, in the state. We are, as Cumberland County, number 72 in the state, and that's unacceptable. We need to be in that, at least in the top half, if not in the top 10%. And a medical school helps that happen. The example I always look to is Pitt County. Before the Brody School of Medicine started at ECU, Pitt County was a lot like Cumberland County. It's now ranked 42nd in the state in health outcomes. But we're also surrounded in this region by counties that rank 100, 98, 95, 88. We have a lot of work to do, and medical schools can make a difference. So we are very fortunate that Methodist University and Cape Fear Valley Health stepped up with the support of the community, and we're excited about moving forward with this medical school.
We can hear about the bonds. That's what we want to hear about.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The plan of finance for the school includes the issuance of 40 million tax-exempt bonds. The total cost of the construction project is approximately $67.6 million, of which 40 million will be funded by tax-exempt bonds, 14 million from Cape Fear Valley Health cash on hand, plus new market tax credit proceeds and philanthropy through our foundation. 8 million will be financed through the medical school itself, who will issue 8 million in notes for equipment leases, and then an allocation from our annual routine capital budget of $8 million, or $5.6 million will fund the difference.
So I guess, does anybody have any questions?
Well-
Because I guess my question would be, K-Fair Valley used to be the county hospital, but now it's a separate entity. So as you issue this bond, what liability does the county taxpayers have on these bonds? I mean, I'm just going to tell you right now, unless there is a reason that we got to do it this quick, I didn't get any information on this. I know the executive committee might have done it, but they should have sent something to the commissioners. I have absolutely, positively no information, and I just got Commissioner Booth is on the line. Commissioner Booth is not comfortable voting for it without having seen something in line. So is there a rush that you trying to meet a deadline, or what? I mean, you got to give us.
Yes, construction is set to begin in October, so it's important that we issue the debt now in order to be able to keep the medical school on time and open on time, which is.
I understand, but we got a meeting in August, we got one, the second Monday in August. And is that too late to be able to do that? Because, and I'm not speaking for my commissioners or whatever, it's just that this got on the agenda with no information.
That would not hold up anything if we
Okay.
had to come back on the 19th.
I know that Commissioner Booth wanted to defer it because I got he texted me. I don't know about the other commissioners. I'm not speaking for the other commissioners. But if there is no delay in terms of doing that, I think that the better practice for all of us is to at least see the information. I know because I asked the question whether there was the public hearing notice that was sent out, and I understand it was. But I don't know what was sent out and where you go, what the public got to see, what anybody got to see. And I think on transparency, when you're talking about $40 million, that this be moved to the second meeting. I won't be here, but at that point, I think everybody may be more comfortable. Commissioner Fairclough.
Okay, the item that was placed on the agenda just calls for a public hearing.
Yes.
If we in fact postpone the public hearing until August the 19th, I guess that's the next meeting. That would be a night meeting. It would give time to alert the public who may want to speak at the public hearing. That's what the public hearings are for. But if we have a successful public hearing and decide, can we vote that evening to go ahead and pass this?
Yes, you can.
And will that in fact meet your deadline?
Yes, we're scheduled to close on the bonds on, I believe, August the 29th. So
August
that would be.
29th. Okay, so that would
in time to.
And the only reason I say that is because the agenda came out, and I'm looking at my agenda that's on the computer, and it's not on there. So
It's not on that.
if the public doesn't know to be able to come, I don't feel comfortable having a public hearing without the public having known and this being put on the agenda today. That's my issue. Commissioner Keefe.
Yeah, I got a couple things. First of all, did anybody sign up for the public hearing? Okay, thank you.
But how would they know if they're? Yeah, go ahead.
Agreed. Actually, at the hospital board, there was some of the members of the executive, a very robust discussion, very well thought out plan. Understand that it wasn't shared and it's $40 million. The question ensued, no, there's not liability for us, but we probably should have that in writing. I will tell you that I was very comfortable with it. The executive committee unanimously looked at. It was very favorable to the hospital system. And they did do very good due diligence on putting this project together. Keep in mind, this is a $67 million building, and most of us have been around when we were just talking about a medical school. And now is the time that we're really getting a lot of momentum. So I would encourage the board, if we do delay, that we make that decision next meeting.
And Commissioner Keefe, and I hear, and I do, and I know the executive committee on the board, because we sit on the board of trustees. I'm pretty sure that they did their due diligence. I know all the folk who are out there at K-Fair Valley. But at the end of the day, what you're telling us is information we're getting this morning that we didn't have. about any of that. And again, transparency to the citizens of this community. I think that it should be on an agenda that they should be able to see it if they want to have that public comment. We can do the public hearing, and you can vote then, even at the end of the public hearing, one way or the other, to be able to do that. And I think that after you get the information, based upon Commissioner Keefe, it'd probably be a favorable vote. But if it is to delay and have the public hearing at our next August meeting, I would entertain a motion to that.
I would make a motion that we postpone the public hearing until the next meeting, and that we set a vote at that time to approve or disapprove the bonds.
Second.
All right, it's been moved in second. And I will tell you, I heard you, because I had to ask the question. It's all about the liability. That's what we sit up here for. We do sit on the Board of Trustees for K-Fair Valley, but we also sit in this fiduciary role as Board of Commissioners for the citizens of Cumberland County. I understand there's no liability. I'll probably buy some of those bonds when they probably come out. But anyway, it's been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All those opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. I guess if you can go today and do your, you've got to put it in the newspaper, so if you start that today you get with the county attorney to mention.
The TEFRA meeting, it was published in the newspaper.
You got to publish it again for the next one.
Got it.
You got to publish, so in order to meet the deadline, I tell you to do it today, because I know how the newspaper does.
Sure.
Start the day to get that, so you can have that published and have it ready for that August meeting.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, that will take us to items of business, the Kroger settlement amendment. Calling on the county manager, who will probably call on Dr. Green.
Yes, Dr. Green, is additional settlement for the Kroger opiate settlement from John Stein, and the new resolution that we have to sign, and Dr. Green will take you through the particulars.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have one more item related to our opioid settlement dollars. As you know, the county is already set to receive about $30 million in opioid settlement funds. These are additional opioid settlement dollars as a result of the Kroger lawsuit, because there are Kroger brand-related stores in our state, in Harris Teeter, in North Carolina. As a result of this additional settlement, more dollars are coming. Cumberland County is set to receive about $899,000, almost $900,000 through FY 2024, 2025, up through FY 33-34. In order to accept these dollars, it requires approval of the county commissioners, and you have a resolution in your packet accepting these dollars and then giving authority to the county manager to sign on to these dollars. It is called the SAF, or the Supplemental Agreement for Additional Funds. The requirements of the resolution are the same as our settlement dollars that already are in place, and so this is, the requirements are set out in the MOU that we've already signed. This approval just allows us to accept these additional dollars, so I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
All right, anybody have any questions? If not, I would ask for a motion to approve the resolution directing the county manager to sign on to the Kroger settlement and the SAAF2, and to provide documents to Rubus, the implementation administrator.
So moved.
Thank you.
Real quick.
Yes.
It's a $1.7 billion settlement, correct?
Right, we got
That's correct.
$899,890.42.
Are there any restrictions on it?
The same as the previous one. I'm just telling you, it's in the packet.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. I appreciate
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's correct. The requirements are the same as in our current MOU, so there'll still be those option A, option B strategies, and then we'll be able to utilize, so it sort of goes into the pot of dollars. So no additional restrictions than we already have in place.
Okay, thank you.
Can I get a second?
Yes.
It's been moved in second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Dr. Green. Sorry about that, Commissioner Keefe. I just keep on moving. I just read that little stuff. Consideration of construction manager at risk recommendation for the Homeless Support Center project. Manager Greer, which probably brings up Mr. Jermaine.
Yes, Mr. Jermaine Walker, Director of Engineering and Infrastructure, will be handling this item and answering any questions you may have. But as we start the construction phase and the design phase for the Homeless Support Center, we recently had interviews for construction manager at risk, and Jermaine will go over those results for you.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
We issued the RFQ for construction services for construction manager at risk on the 31st of May. Period closed on July 2nd. We received 2 responses. The panel of Key County staff interviewed and scored both firms with joint venture of Barr and McFarland, receiving a total 186.2 points out of 200. And it's our recommendation that we accept the selection of Barr McFarland as preferred choice for construction manager at risk services for the Homeless Support Center.
How many people did we have to respond?
We had 2 responses, but the process, we received a lot of interest, and when it was time for the final submissions, we only received 2. And so I went back and polled some of the larger firms, the Sammets, the Balfour Beatty's, and some of the smaller ones, and their responses were that they did not have enough capacity in their pre-construction services departments to do this project well.
Yeah, I've talked to some of the people like Midcom and all those. They're doing so many projects in the state of North Carolina. It's not that they don't have the capacity to do it. I think what may have been is that because of the stretched thin of all the other ones they already doing, they didn't bid on this. Because I know I talked to them. I said, "You're not bidding on it?" They said, "No, we didn't bid on that because of the fact that we're doing 4 or 5 other projects." And I think that's, as we look around North Carolina, I think, and especially Cumberland County, and where's Barr and Barr from?
Barr and Barr, they're headquartered out of New York, but their firm, they have a Raleigh office.
Okay.
And then McFarland, they are the largest African-American construction firm in the state.
Yeah. And, as we talk about this, and I think this is, I don't have a problem with this, is that capacity in North Carolina and especially Cumberland County for construction people, we got to start talking to our community colleges and our 2 universities to try to get people in line to be able to be certified, to be able to do that and keep some of those dollars right here in Cumberland County. So with that, I would, that's Commissioner Keith.
Thank you. Jermaine?
Yes, sir.
We have a number of projects going on right now.
Yes, sir.
Is there, and I can only go back to what some of the stuff we're doing with the event center and some other things. Is there a protocol on picking the construction manager at risk? Because it seems like it was a very much more in-depth conversation on the previous projects. I mean, I wasn't involved in this one at all, but that's okay. I don't know. Was there a committee or were any commissioners involved in this?
In the selection of this firm?
Yes.
No commissioners, no, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chair, is there a committee that is moving forward similar to what we have on the other one? Because we have the admin building, we have the parking deck, we have the homeless support center, we have the Crown Event Center, not to mention all the projects that we have going on. Is there an overall, or is there intention?
There is a homeless committee that could consist of Vice Chairwoman Stewart, Commissioner Jones, and Commissioner Booth. But when they do the RFPs, we're really not involved in that process. That's staff. Once that's selected, then they will go. I think they got a meeting. We canceled the meeting the other day because that was a different committee. But they're scheduling a meeting sometime the 12th to be able to start the process. So there is a committee. But when they do the RFPs they bring it to us like they did now, and since there's only two people, I guess.
But when we did it before, we got community input. We saw what should this center look like? You know, if those conversations been going on about, because this is not only the county, this is a partnership with Cape Fear Valley, this is a partnership with FTCC, and, you know, are they involved in these?
There is, if you remember, and I think we approved it last year when Commissioner Stewart was chair, there was a homeless committee from the community that was set up that has a number of people on it that has been talking about what goes into it. I think our Assistant County Manager, Health and Schemes, has been involved in it. There's a city council person on it. There's somebody from the community on it. So that's that first stage that they talk about, but then the committee's going to meet because the commissioners actually decide to hear from. They've been meeting to be able to present that information to the county commissioner committee to be able to move forward.
So we're going to allow the same committee that talks about the effects of homelessness and the operation of homelessness to design and have input? When they have theirs from the community, they will give that over to the county commissioner information so that the county commissioner doesn't have to go out into the community to do it. They're doing that work, give it over to the one that we've established by the board with commissioners on it. The commissioners will design, do all of that, bring it back to this board. I just want to make sure our partners are involved also, because they are a big part of the success of this program. And, you know, I think you may want to consider an overall commissioner facilities group. We have so much going on right now.
And I know that the manager has talked to Mike Nagowski out at the hospital and has been in communication with over at Fayetteville Tech. With,
One other thing, Commissioner Keefe and fellow commissioners, the chairman and vice chairwoman, we have weekly project meetings to make sure that we stay on schedule with all those things. Every Friday, every assistant manager has a general overview of their projects, the major projects, and then I have one also with Jermaine and Brian, and we have a quarterly one also. So all of the projects that we have, we track on and make sure that we are on schedule, and then we'll bring them to the committee.
When do you anticipate starting this project? And a completion date? And a completion date?
Well, if I can say this, if we're able to move forward with the CMAR today, get them partnered up with the designer, we hope to be ready to start construction right at the beginning of the new year with the current expectation to be complete by the end of July 26.
We budgeted a certain amount for this, but we don't really know until the CMAR comes in place and they do it, right?
Well, the CMAR is going to come aboard, and then we'll also take that community input that you spoke about. We'll complete the programming. We'll bring back those programming, options to the commissioner subcommittee with those recommendations to the board. And once the board approves that, then we'll have the program, and the program will be right-sized according to the budget.
Okay, but you remember what happened last time?
Yes, sir.
Which you got to settle.
Which, if I can.
Okay, so if I can get a motion for the selection of Bar and Bar McFarland as the construction manager at Risk Services for the Homeless Support Center, and allow the staff to enter into negotiations for pre-construction services, which will be presented to the committee and to the board for approval at a future meeting.
So moved.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Walker.
Thank you, commissioners.
All right.
Trying to get your eye.
I saw it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Consideration of action, he understands. Consideration of action to direct commencement of litigation for the violation of the zoning ordinance at 4407 South Main Street, Hope Mills. I guess that's the attorney?
Yes, sir. And this is also going to be presented by the Director of Planning for some photographs that we'd like for the board to see. The code enforcement folks in planning have been planning inspections, have been working this case since February, I think, of '22, but it's.
22?
Yeah, maybe, I've got the date in there, but it's, and it's in an affidavit that you've got in the file from Gilbert Sanchez, one of the inspectors. But it's been ongoing, maybe it was 23. It's been ongoing for a long time. It is, the property, even though it's a Main Street Hope Mills address, it is in the county's jurisdiction. It's, I think, maybe the first property outside the corporate limits. The owner is Floyd R. Gordon, and the last action taken was the issuance of a notice of violations, which was served on him April 30th and May the 6th, twice, both by mail and by the sheriff's office. The facts of it are set out in the affidavit, and the photographs will explain that even further. I viewed the property just from the street on July the 3rd of this year, and I can say that the conditions on that property are so egregious that it really is a public nuisance. It's a harbage for insects and vermin. It's terrible. And it's my recommendation that you authorize us to proceed with an adjunctive action to ask a judge to order him to clean it up. If he doesn't clean it up, the county will have to clean it up. There is a substantial mortgage on the property, and any lien that we would get as a result of our actions would be inferior, would come in behind that. So that's, there's, you know, it's not a slam dunk that we get our money back right away. But in any event, we'd still recommend that. And our ordinance, and that's consistent with the case law, requires the Board of Commissioners to approve moving forward with litigation of this sort in a zoning case. And that resolution that's attached references the information that's in the sworn affidavit from Inspector Sanchez and the other information that you will be provided in these photographs for your consideration today. And ask Mr. Howard to articulate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I won't pretend I did a lot of the footwork on this. So I have Mr. Sanchez here, who is the code enforcement officer who's been primarily working the case, and I have Mr. Andy Roberts here, who is the code enforcement manager on my staff. If you don't mind, I'd like to just pass it off to them because they put these pictures all together. Here you go.
That's what I do too.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
As Mr. Moorfield said, this is a case that we have been addressing for some time now. It is 4407 South Main Street in the Hope Mills area.
So when we talk about South Main Street, that's a long street. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
actually not downtown
No, sir.
Hope Mills. This is out in the
If you're familiar with
county.
the area, if you're headed out towards 301
Yeah.
on South Main Street, you start up a hill after you pass Parkton Road,
Right.
which you come to Porter Road. This house
Okay.
is right on the corner of Porter Road and South Main Street.
Before 95?
Yes, ma'am. About, I would say about a half a mile.
Outside the town limits.
Yes, sir. It
Yeah,
is
okay.
definitely outside the corporate limits of Hope Mills.
Right.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's what.
The gentleman that owns this property, we have dealt with previously on other properties, and for lack of a better way to say it, he's kind of just migrated from property to property with a very similar violation. The difference being on the last time we dealt with him, he was in a rental property, and his landlord forced him off the property. In this instance, he has the actual owner of this property, and there's nobody for us to go to and
Does he
plead our
live in the
case
property?
to. Yes, sir, he does. So with that in mind, I'll just go through a few of the photographs to kind of show you what we're talking about. Now, what you see, this lot was a completely manicured yard at the end of 2022. This has happened in about a year and a half. So,
I don't see that.
That's in the back. You probably can't see it in the back. That's where he lives.
you can see quite a few motor vehicles, boats, RVs in various states of repair, scrap metal, quite a bit of debris just sitting around.
Is that a propane tank I'm seeing? What is it?
It is.
Has it got any propane?
We don't think so, but it's also not the only one.
There's a collection of propane tanks.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a neighborhood?
Yes. You see that?
Yeah, I saw the houses.
Yeah, behind it.
So this is the backyard?
Yes, ma'am. And the backyard is the majority of the violation. When we originally approached the gentleman, he claimed that he would resolve it, but rather than resolve it, he built an illegal privacy fence to try and conceal it. And the unfortunate thing for him is the geography. You're coming down a hill, going towards Hope Mills, you can see straight into the backyard, and there's no level of really privacy to that fence. So- But these photographs were taken under administrative search warrant back in April, I believe it was, when we inspected the property firsthand.
4407.
Mr. Chair.
So, okay, Commissioner Keith.
Yeah, just real quick. You mentioned that this is a pattern.
Yes, sir.
Does he have other properties currently owned like this?
Yes, sir.
Doing the same thing? And I look at it, Mr. Chair, this is a neighborhood.
Yes.
That was very well manicured and pride in their neighborhood, and all of a sudden, somebody rolls in and destroys property values, vermin, all kinds of stuff. That happens. We've seen this story time and time again. But if he's doing this to other neighborhoods, I mean, are we taking action on those too?
Yes, sir. There is another case that is in preparation. It is just a little further back in the process, so we're not quite to that point. It also involves a minimum housing as well as the zoning, so it's a little more complex.
Okay. All right. That's not the first time somebody's done something like that, obviously.
He might be a hoarder.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Stewart.
Is there any health hazards or anything? So, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it seems like we can be creative in how we resolve this issue, but if there's some type of health hazards.
There were quite a few issues
Okay.
there. You saw in the photographs, there are some disconnected propane tanks. We do not believe, my guys aren't hazardous materials experts. However, we believe the tanks and things to be empty. There was no indication. They're pretty solid. Didn't seem like there were any fluids. There is an open a septic line from the house on the property that has been repaired or replaced at some point. I don't know the extent of that. Environmental Health has not inspected that, but that wasn't part of our complaint. Our complaint was more the junkyard setting than it was that. There is a lot of stagnant water on the property. There was household garbage found amongst the debris, which is, if anybody, you know what that can lead to, trash bags just sitting on the ground. And quite a bit of standing water. There's a lot of debris that collects water. There's a lot of depressions in the ground that have standing water in it. So certainly the potential for insect breeding and that kind of thing.
So I just have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
When you've engaged this individual, what's the conversation? Does he say, I'm going to do it and not do it, or what?
Yes, sir. We have met with Mr. Gordon several times. He admittedly, he will openly admit that he has a problem, that he sees value in things that the rest of us wouldn't see value in, and that he likes to keep everything. He has, on more than one occasion over the last year and a half, guaranteed that within 30 days he would have it resolved, and in every case, the situation only worsened in the ensuing 30 days. So
Thank you.
he is quite aware, but no progress.
And have we informed the health department? Because I saw the house on the backside, that's what Commissioner Keefe was talking about. Look, I know when I walk out my house, all these mosquitoes are killing me, and so if there's some stagnant water out there, it's got to be a health violation. So we referred that, even though we're going to do this, have we referred it over to the health department in the meantime to make sure? We might need to do
They're aware
that.
of the situation. I don't want to speak for them, but I
Right.
believe they were kind of seeing what we
We
could
gonna do-
resolve with our actions, and then they can assess
Afterwards.
what's
After you get the
left
stuff out.
for
Okay.
whatever they may need to address as far as health concern.
Any other questions or comments? If not, I would take a motion to adopt the attached resolution directing the filing of any necessary civil actions to enforce the ordinance for the conditions on the property which are in violation as fully set forth in the resolution.
So moved.
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The motion carries. I will tell you that as we do this, and I know you got your work cut out.
Yes.
All of these, when we go to the Mayor's Coalition, this is and I see Ms. Shutt shaking her head, yes. this is a major concern for them from all over, from Godwin, from Spring Lake, Hope Mills, everybody, that we start, and I ain't gonna put it out to the manager because it always talks about money and stuff, is whether we've got enough people to be able to enforce this, because this seems to be a major issue. I talked to somebody up on Shaw Road the other day. There's a burnt-out house that's sitting next to their house. I know you've seen it. And, you know, it's just, you can't get to everything, but that has been a major issue with all of our mayors in the community. Thank you for what you all do with the limited staff that y'all have. Continue to move forward on that. So hopefully this will resolve the one issue and we'll move to the next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That will take us to nominations. I'll call on Vice Chairwoman Stewart, Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, and Transportation Advisory Board.
The Juvenile Crime Prevention Council has four vacancies and recommendation and 6 designees. The vacancies consist of Attorney Kiana Rivers for the Juvenile Defense Attorney. The 2 at-large vacancies, Mike Fiala and Mr. Swan Davis. The under-21 representative is Dr. Annette Skinner Coleman. The 6 designees are Leonard Honeycutt, the Chief of Police or designee, Stephen Marable, Local Sheriff or designee, Carrie Young, the Local Superintendent or designee, Judge Sherry Seilermack, the District Court Judge, Dr. Jennifer Green, the Health Director or designee, and Crystal Glover, Parks and Recreation Representative. The Transportation Advisory Board.
And I will tell you, even on those designees, we're actually doing the police, the chief, the superintendent, because then they do the designee. But go right ahead.
The Transportation Advisory Board has 2 vacancies and recommends the following for nomination: Terica Manuel and Deborah Kinney.
Okay. Thank you. Any other nominations to either one of those boards? If not, that will take us to the appointments, the Cumberland County ABC, the Animal Services, and Joint Fort Liberty and Food Council.
I will, if I can get a motion to appoint Chris Buller to the ABC Board. I make a motion.
That's the motion. If I can get a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Second.
Aye.
All those opposed, ayes have it. The motion carries.
And I would like to make a motion to appoint Lee Ward and Sandra Reeves to the Animal Service Board.
If I can get a second.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, ayes have it. The motion carries.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Beth Maynard to the Joint Liberty and Cumberland County Food Policy Council, and Beth will be representing the Cumberland County Schools. Also, if I could get a motion for Ronnie Winston to be the community member who does not work in local government or health agency.
It's been moved. I got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The motion carries. And as we get ready to go into closed session, I would just give the commissioners any opportunity, if you want to say anything to our young interns, because I'm going to send them back to work when we go into closed session. So I can get my, when I'm paying you, I got to get my my work duty out of you. Commissioner Stewart.
I would just say to get out of this everything that you can. You're going to remember this. It might be 20 or 30 years from now, and you're going to remember some things that you learned now. I know you all say, I'll never use this in the real world. I'll never use this. I know you say that in school because mine say it. But just get everything you can out of this and just give it all you got. Time is the only thing that you can never get back. So make sure that you use it wisely.
Commissioner Fairclough.
I was noticing when we were shaking hands, a lot of you just looked the other way and so forth, and the handshake was kind of limp. Let me just tell you how important you are, okay? The fact that you guys have stepped up and taken this project on and come here to learn, and you've learned from all these people and all these agencies that are doing the great work for the people of this county. You're an important person to us, okay? And, we're the leadership of this county, but you are the future of this county, okay? Or whatever county you end up living in the rest of your life. So feel good about yourself, and when you get to meet somebody, look them in the eye, give them a smile, give them a firm handshake. You don't have to squeeze somebody's hands off, but just be positive and know, just know that that person has enjoyed meeting you, and appreciate what you're doing. And as you go out of here, hold your head up high, and just be the kind of person, be half the person your dog thinks you are, okay?
Commissioner Jones.
I just wanted to congratulate all of you all and say you're amazing. Always be true to yourself, follow your dreams, and your generation definitely is going to, be world changers. So just glad to see you all here. Many times, we always hear about young people out here doing this, and that and another. So just, keep your head up. I think that I commend all of you all. We always complain about young people aren't doing this or that. So you've already made the first step by being here. The world is yours, and just keep believing in yourself. Y'all got this.
And I would be remiss if I didn't ask if any of you all have a comment or anything you want to say. Nobody? Okay. They are shy. That's right. They're like, I'm not getting up there to talk. That man crazy. That would take us into closed session for attorney-client privilege matter pursuant to NCGS 143.318.11A3 and real property acquisition NCGS 143.318.11A5. If I can get a motion.
That's my motion.
If I can get a second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Mr. Chairman, that's two matters, two attorney matters.
Yes.
2:30.
Two attorney matters. And we're back, and if I can get a motion to come out of closed session?
Second.
Get a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And before we adjourn, I would just like to say that at 3 o'clock today, we have the ribbon cutting for the Employee Daycare Center, so please attend. It's out at the Dorothy Spainhauer on Fairville campus. So hopefully we'll see everybody there. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Been second. All those in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.